Hi, Tom.
Hello.
What's up?
It's episode 2 of Swift Kick TV. Dos. Zwei auf Deutsch.
No.
We've talked to you about your German, Tom.
No one understands you.
But we're here. It's Swift Kick episode 2.
Yay.
I know this is exciting. How are you doing?
I'm great. Sabina, how are you?
I'm great.
Living the dream. And how are you?
Yes, out there in
We're waiting.
TV land.
No, just kidding. So I have a question, actually for Tom.
Okay.
Sorry, no offense.
No.
I'm boring. I'm a homebody, but I know you do some really cool things in the city. Do you have some suggestions for some cool things that I should do, or just really cool stories about like cool stuff in New York City?
I am like the go-to person for a lot of people for fun things to do. So I'm trying to think of like the last 3 things I did that were really interesting. One, it's called a hash run. And so it's like there's a hare or a bunny, it's a person who's a bunny, runs ahead and leaves little marks on the sidewalk as to where they're running. And then the rest of our group has to catch up with them. Last time I did it was on Halloween, and so everyone was dressed up. I didn't get the memo that people were dressing up, and so I'm running through the streets of New York City in normal clothes on Halloween, so it's super packed.
So you're dressed up as Tom.
Yeah, which we all know should be a Halloween costume in and of itself.
It's pretty
just
scary.
It's the hair.
Oh.
It's
the other thing is it's called ecstatic dance, and so you go by yourself. Yes, you go
She's
by
really
yourself.
happy.
You don't go with anyone else, and the whole point is they put on different music styles, and people are supposed to dance. But there's no. If you don't want to dance with anyone else. There's no talking. There's no substances.
Oh, sign me up.
But then if
No
someone comes up to you,
substances.
He's like, no, I was focused on no talking. We'll revisit that one.
and then if someone comes and wants to dance with you and you don't want to dance with anyone, which you don't, stop in the. No, you go like this and just go like namaste to them, and they'll leave you alone, and it's like handwritten.
It's what?
I have one more that
It's
both
the
of you
rule.
know, and I know you love. We have a food crisis in the world, and the solution is protein through insects.
No.
And so there's a restaurant called Black Ant, and anyways, we went there. They were not as excited about this as I was, especially because I'm a vegetarian. You'd think that I should not be okay with this, but I'm telling you, insects are our future.
Except when they hand you a bowl of grasshoppers.
Literally. A
Yeah.
bowl.
Like
grasshopper.
sauteed.
Well, there you go. Okay.
All right, I appreciate it.
Do you want to come
Yeah.
to New York now?
Yeah, catch ya at the Black Ants. We'll be the ones not eating bugs.
But let me say why these 3 things, because I think these 3 things are relevant to our topic for today. Because today is all about creativity and how to unlock your team's creative genius and unlock your own creative genius.
Yeah.
These things help me explore the city, and then as I do them, I collect stories, I collect experiences, but I also become more creative in that process. So we have, so I'm very excited about the theme for today, and we also have a guest, which I think you have some fun
I have
facts.
some fun facts about our guest today. And I'm pumped to share these because I, too, share this fun fact. The first one being, she hates it when people post TV show spoilers on their social media. I do, too. I hate that. Let me watch the episode and be surprised.
I don't care.
I was just going to say, who doesn't hate that?
This guy.
Can we just take note? It's a she. Go ahead.
Yes, I did. Yeah, drop that one. She's also an American Cancer Society advocate. Heart. Love it.
Aww.
Yay. Okay, this one's a doozy, and I have to pull out my notes for this one. But her oldest daughter was her niece, her sister, her goddaughter, and is now her daughter.
This reminds me of one of those genius tests where it's like this plus this, and so who is the doctor?
Who is the doctor?
Yeah, and I'm like, oh.
Yes. Yeah,
Oh.
but isn't that crazy? Her oldest daughter was her niece, her sister, her goddaughter, and now her daughter. I love it. It's a great story.
Okay.
Yeah.
I still don't get it.
That's the
We're
point.
going to bring her out in a second.
Yes.
But before we do that, people always know, just in case you don't know out there, we're professional speakers. We do leadership and team development programs around the world. And before we dig into the topic, we always like to help other speakers out there, other professionals that are trying to be better at public speaking.
Yes. And I think you brought a really good tip with you today.
Yes, I did. It's how, if you're crafting a new speech, here's how to do it. I call it set it and forget it. And so this process is, the thing is that our brain actually processes information while we're sleeping, or we forget about, or while we go and do something else. And so oftentimes in the process of creating a new speech, the first step is I'll collect all the information around what's the room like, what's the audience like, how long am I speaking, and then I'll forget it. I won't think about the program. I'll let my brain unconsciously process. Then I'll come back to the speech and I'll go, okay, so how long do I have? I'll start doing some research on the topic, and then collect a bunch of information, data, and then I'll forget it and let my brain process. Then I come back and I create what's called the ugly duckling. The ability to be able to, if I had to deliver this right now for this group, here's what it would look like. It wouldn't be pretty, but it would work. Then I forget it. And then one last time I go back, I polish it, I finalize it, and then I let it sit in my brain for a couple days, and then I go and actually deliver it. So the idea here is that in the creative process, we're constantly always, our brain is unconsciously working. It's why when we wake up in the morning, we go to bed with a challenge, and we wake up in the morning, we have fresh eyes to it.
You know, I tried that once. And a professor from 5 years ago is still waiting on my paper. I forgot it. Real good.
You just forgot the whole
I did.
paper.
I forgot.
She said it and forgot it forever.
Ever.
Whole thing.
I commit, okay?
Well,
all right.
Good job on that one.
Thanks.
Are we ready for our guest?
I think it is time. Folks, are you ready for the guest? We're going to bring the guest out.
It's going to be magic. Bam! Did you know we're magicians?
Magic magicians, because there's no other type.
There's magic magicians. That is the technical
I go to the
term.
ATM machine, people.
All right, we have our guest here, Marisol Bazile. She is the Associate Director for Student Involvement and Inclusion at NYIT. Did I get it right?
You did.
Wow.
Yes, self high five.
Wow.
Okay, real high five. Air high five. Yes.
That's amazing.
Welcome.
Thank you.
How do you fit that all onto a business card?
You don't. It's actually shorter than it used to be, so.
Wouldn't it be amazing, though, if you had two business cards and the only way people could attach it all together is they had to take both? Like my last name, for example, it needs two business cards.
It's like a puzzle. You got to fit it all together.
Yeah.
All right. So we have some questions for you.
Yes.
But first, a little drama.
Okay.
All right. Rapid fire. You ready?
I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready.
We're gonna
Are you
alternate.
ready?
Do you want to go first?
Here we go.
Okay.
Luxury hotel or camping?
Luxury hotel.
Yes. Sorry. Too hot or too cold?
Too cold, because if it's too hot, you can only take off so much before you're naked. You can always put more on.
That's illegal.
Yes.
I believe we just went from G up to R on that note. Last book you read?
Ivy and Bean.
What?
I think that's a children's book.
It is.
Oh,
Oh.
okay, I got it. All right.
She has kids.
I just finished the first Ivy and Bean book with my my little Simone.
Oh, I ruined rapid fire. Sorry. What's your favorite quote?
It would be from my mom. My mom would always tell me, give time, because I'm wildly impatient. And so, so you have to give time, because you can't rush a process. You have to go through the process, experience it, and then it's only after that you can reflect back on it and understand why you had to go through that entire process.
Oh, that's good.
I also hate it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back to rapid fire. Favorite number?
13.
Oh.
M is the 13th letter of the alphabet, and Y be like everybody else.
Oh, gosh, she's so...
Wait, fun fact! 2 of my tattoos have been gotten on Friday the 13th, and I try to get them on Friday the 13th because my first one was received on Friday the 13th.
That's amazing. All right, guilty pleasure.
Chocolate and binge watching trash.
Yes.
iPhone or Android?
Whatever my husband buys me, so right now it's an iPhone. I don't care. I don't want to pay for it.
Care?
I don't want to pay for it, Tom. It costs a lot of money.
But you both pay for it. I mean,
No.
Oh,
What's his is mine, what's mine is mine.
Rule number 1. Get it together, Tom.
Back in.
Something you're surprisingly good at.
Everything. No.
Humility.
Thomas.
Thomas. Hi, Mom.
I am wickedly crafty, so I'm able to mimic things really easily. Like I'm a Pinterest, really bad Pinterest person. Look at me. If I see something on Pinterest, I don't need to read directions. I don't like redirections. That's why I like IKEA furniture. I just want pictures. So I look at the pictures, or I'll look at a video, and then I'll do it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Favorite season?
Fall has my favorite holidays, so Halloween and then leading up to Christmas.
Oh, nice. Go to the movies or Netflix and couch?
Go to the movies. It's an experience, and every theater is now have recliner chairs, so I feel like I'm in my living room, but I also feel like I'm being waited on, and apparently I can get booze at theaters now too.
Yeah, sign me up.
Yeah.
Sign me up. Yeah.
Who's your favorite daughter? No, I'm just kidding. Don't answer that. We love you all equally.
You know they'd kick you if they were here.
Obviously. All right, that's it. Nice work.
Yes.
I learned more about you than I ever knew.
That's great.
Yeah.
I realized, we introduced her, but we forgot to say hi to Sabina over here too. So can we just hi Sabina?
Hey, girl.
Hi, Sabina, working the music, the technical stuff over there. And Melissa Ruiz here, and the always humble Tom Kriegelstein. It's easy.
Every episode now, you're going to say that?
Oh, did I say? Oh, yeah. Yes, still humble.
But now I know how to pronounce his name. I really didn't know how.
That's okay. But Marisol, it's your time right now, and so I want to check in with you. We have some questions around this topic. So we're here around creativity and unlocking your creative genius. Okay. The first question I have for you is, when you hear the word creativity, what do you think about?
It's my happy place. Like, I swear to God, it's my happy place. When I don't have an outlet for my creativity, it really does get like botched up and bundled up, and I usually have to find something so that I can let it unload. So my daughter's birthday parties are extravagant, and they really don't need to be.
Spoiling the kids.
I made an Elsa cake. There was no need for that. I had seriously, it's like I had a science birthday party for Christina last year, complete with 3 experiments, and sent experiments home. They had lab coats and glasses. It's a problem.
See,
it's a good problem.
But here's what's interesting, because I hear this from a lot of people. They're super creative in their personal life, and then they come to work, and all of a sudden, it's like they disappear. They're creative. It's almost as if there's some weird blocker here. So when you get to work, how are you creative there?
I have to have some sort of fun at work. I also work with college students on the reg. I also work at a technical school, so I have nothing but science majors and my engineering students who are very, left-brained in their thinking. So I have to get them to be creative. So I have to be extra to help pull it out of them. So they can throw an idea at me, and then I'm going to have to try to work it to make it bigger and something that's it's usually a program to entice other students to go to these events.
Right.
Otherwise, it's pretty plain.
Do you have any, in your mind, what was one of the most creative marketing things you did to get people to show up or to an event?
It was very basic, I'm not going to lie. But it's wildly basic.
Creativity doesn't need to be
It doesn't have to be
extensive.
huge.
Keep it simple.
So I told my students, they're great with technology, but at the same time, they don't, maximize it for marketing purposes. So I told them that they need to do something to try to, other than a flyer, so create a video. So we had it was a Pokemon stuff. So they send us the skins and they send us the stuffing. And so I had our programming board president was like, okay, I'm going to take a video of you and I'm going to ask you what you're doing. And so that they actually got to see it. It was an insanely attended event, and I never knew how much college students love Pokemon. The Pokemon were all over campus.
It's huge.
It came back.
It did.
It's back?
Mm-hmm.
It came back because it was big when I was 7.
Right.
Oh,
Is it back again?
The Pokemon Go
2 years ago,
started it again. Yeah.
Can I just say I don't know anything about Pokemon?
You didn't have
I just know the little yellow character.
Pikachu.
Yeah.
Pikachu.
How do you say that in German?
Das Pikachu.
You just put das in front of anything and it makes it German?
Yeah. In Italian, you add a vowel, and then it's Italian.
Oh,
sorry, I'm sorry, Mom, if you...
Pikachu. Pikachu.
Yeah, right? What if it ends in a vowel?
Then it's Italian already.
What? Okay, coming back here to Marisol for a second. Marisol, for you, what do you feel like is the hardest? Because you work with groups of students throughout the year, and you're trying to unlock their creative genius. So when you're the leader of a team, how do you get them to just be more creative? What's the hardest part with them and get them to be creative?
The hardest part is them thinking that they're not creative. It's like I'm not creative at all. It's like I can't make a fly. I don't know how to do it. I'm not creative. I was like, you don't have to be creative, but you can be a really good imitator, or just gently steal something and make it yours. I had a student in my office yesterday. They had to make a flyer. Never did it before in their entire life in school. I don't know how as a student leader. And I said, well, go here, and it makes you look fancy. And it's like, I'm a 42-year-old woman. Look at how cute I am with my flyers.
But I have a phrase called R&D related to this.
Okay.
It's called rip off and duplicate.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't think people understand. So often, if it just with flyers, whenever we're coming up with flyers or marketing stuff, I usually say, or I'll go myself and I'll go look on Google Images and look for a design or something that looks interesting to me.
Yep.
And then I'll take the concept, but then I'll go into our Canva, which we use, or a Keynote on the Mac computer or Photoshop, and essentially take the elements and then draft it to our own design and our own creativity. There's so many amazing designs out there. We don't have to come up with it.
There's no reason for you to come up with it. You can just redo it in a different way, make it your own, put a different spin on it, and so that way, and then you put your name at the end.
Yeah.
But the same thing with our programming board. They're coming up with their logo for their Mayfest carnival that they have. And they have to come up with a new logo every year. They came up with a basic one, and then I was looking for something for them online, purchasing tons of stuff for them, and I was like, that's what it's supposed to look like. I saw like a pop art image, and they sent that to the artist, and then they made it, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
And I'm just thinking, Sabina, thoughts on Canva? Because you use Canva.
It's the best thing ever. I love it.
A lot of name dropping. Are we allowed legally to do this?
Only if you sponsor us, Canva.
Right?
We will cut this whole segment.
All of it.
We'll just, it'll just be a beep every time your name comes up, unless you send a check to 150 Broadway,
This is probably
New
the
York,
illegal
New York.
thing, is this.
Oh no, don't send us money, you keep it.
You keep... I love Canva. Because it is what you're talking about, like people who say they're not creative, it gives you, like, you open Photoshop and you're like, what is that?
Yeah.
What's a Gaussian blur? I don't know. But you open up, it's the only thing you use.
Good job.
Thank you. But Canva is very like, here are the elements, and they give you templates that you can literally just take and then change the colors to your team's colors.
Right.
And, I don't want it to be a heart, I want it to be a flower, bam, done, you know.
Like I've taken a resume template on Canva, and I've made it into a flyer or a schedule for an event.
Yeah.
Because it has the formatting that you need for it.
Yeah.
But one of the programs that my students use that they put me onto, which looks wildly fabulous, is Poster My Wall.
What's that?
It's super cute. It's super cute. You have to say his name now 3 times, or her name 3 times.
Tom.
Hers is longer.
That's not my problem. Your last name is really long.
Wow, it should be full name.
Okay, we're getting back to Poster My Wall.
Sorry.
Okay.
Post to my wall.
Poster My Wall.
Poster my wall. She got serious.
I know.
Listen, Tom.
Poster my wall.
So Sabina, Poster My Wall. I when I tell students, like, Canva is more the business, like, cleaner version, and the Poster My Wall is super flashy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We're about to get really flashy.
Yeah.
So business.
Oh, I thought we were going high five,
Flashy.
like business in the front.
No.
Flashy over here.
Swift Kick. I'm the Swift. You're the.
I'm the kick. Yes. I love that we talked about some cool tools, because I know when you all are working with your teams, it's awesome to have those tools that you can kind of say, hey, let's try this, to kind of to deposit that creativity on your team. But what about on the flip side, when you get stuck? When you or your team gets stuck, how can you, or how do you deposit a little bit of that creativity to get their juices flowing?
We just have to sit around a table and we kind of have to spitball. And everybody has to kind of just throw ideas out. And then what happens is eventually they start to build upon things with each other. And you just have to keep doing it until something good comes out of it. Sometimes it takes longer.
That light bulb moment.
Right. It's like, you can't force creativity to happen in a second. It's going to have to be natural. And if you want it to be genuine,
right,
you just have to trust in that process. So
there's certainly some concept around like diversion thinking, conversion thinking. So like in the beginning part of the brainstorm process, get as many ideas on the wall as possible. Leave the critic outside so that we can rapidly come up with
just
ideas.
Out.
Yeah, just out.
Door
out.
locked.
Done.
Yeah.
And then go to convergent thinking, which is when we shrink down the ideas.
Yeah.
Because sometimes what happens is like we've done brainstorms before, we'll have a whole bunch of ideas on the wall, and then I'll see idea A over here and idea C over here, and I'll combine them together and then come up with this brand new idea.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, get them all out. Use Post-it notes. If these walls here are a little fancy, we can write on them. But whatever it works to just like get the ideas out. That's a good one.
Yeah. And sometimes we've even gotten to the point where we have so many ideas on the wall that you just look at it and you're like, okay, it's up there. Brainstorming done. You know, because you can brainstorm and then you just get a headache.
Yeah.
Just me?
We've been there.
All right.
Yeah.
One final question for you.
Yes.
So you have you're an experienced professional
Okay.
in
I'll go with that.
Yeah.
At least that's what
Resume. Experienced professional.
quote unquote Tom says, I'm an experienced professional.
For more information, email them.
And so my question is, there's a lot of new professionals coming into whether it's in the higher ed space or in the corporate space, and they're trying to lead teams, and maybe they're doing their first brainstorm. What advice would you give to them, or would you have given yourself when you were first entering into the field around this topic of creativity in your team?
I think what you need to do is to understand that you don't need to be an expert in any area. Most, I would say, leaders, they have people on their team who are experts in the areas that they're not, and that's what makes the team well-rounded. Like, Melissa is way more personable than you are, Tom. And so when she works with clients like me, it's just so much easier to talk to her.
Wow.
So,
Shots fired.
Is it chilly?
I received the shot, and I accept this.
could I get through an interview without? I mean, let's be real.
Yeah, I know,
but
we all
honestly,
accept it.
You need to have a good group of people who have something to contribute, and it can be very different. And the weirder, the better, I think. Normal is wildly overrated.
Yeah.
This is why.
The weird.
Yes.
Just on this note, why diversity of ideas, experiences, and background help in the brainstorm process. Because if I come to the table and everyone has the exact same background as me and life experiences as me, then we're all thinking with the same type of brain, and we're coming up with the same ideas. So when we have different experiences, backgrounds, then it's like, wait, what about this? And I've never thought about that before. So
see, because we were just talking about it, generational differences in offices is like now today there are some young people who are supervising people like my age coming into different like new fields. And I have it in my office where I've worked with younger people who are coming into the field, and I want them to respect the history that I have that I can contribute, but I also want to hear their ideas as well, and making sure that you all understand that everybody has something to contribute. You just have to listen and not say, no, wait. It's like, no, listen.
yeah.
Yes. Give time, Tom. Give time.
Time.
What's time?
Tom. Give time.
I don't know. You were like 15 minutes late this morning, so.
I was doing something very special for something.
Oh, really?
Okay. Trails off at the end.
I could go more into that, but I'll do that off.
Yeah, we'll save that. Yeah.
Guys.
I am not a guy.
It's time for some shameless self-promotion.
The voice from the heavens.
Marisol, please excuse us for just a moment. Hello, everyone. Melissa and Tom here with some information about the work we do here at Swift Kick. Specifically, did you know that we have an online training around how to unlock your team's creative genius? You can buy it at
swiftkick.com/buycoolstuff. But to also get a little bit more content, you can sign up for our newsletter. Text Team Human to 66866 to get weekly doses of us in your inbox. And when all else fails, click the subscribe button below so you can get more ridiculous moments like this on your YouTube channel.
Thank you. We're Swift Kick.
Totally normal.
Totally weird.
What happened? What's wrong? You shaking
And
your
now
head?
back to a regular scheduled programming.
Pro Rabbit?
So, hey, hi, welcome
Hi.
back. Sorry, we just had a moment.
A moment.
We know that you are currently doing some fundraising
I am.
for the a walk run, or just walk.
If you want to run, go ahead. I walk.
I'll tell you about my 200
my
mile
motto.
run coming up.
Maybe I'll get a rabbit so I can do some droppings on the tracks, and then you can come and I don't know what that's about.
So we have a little something. We have a little special something
Tell me.
for you, for us, and I believe Sabina's gonna tell us a little bit more about this.
Yes,
Well,
there
yeah.
was.
So, first I have to go get some special things, so I'm going to disappear. Can you disappear me out? So, Henry Matisse said that creativity takes courage, so you need a little bit of courage.
Okay.
Because this is your deck of cards, you are going to play charades at Melissa and Tom. But for everything that they can guess in a minute, for every guess that they get correctly, we will give $5 to the American Cancer.
I would really appreciate that $500.
Hold on. What? Wait.
I don't even know what to say.
My heart just stopped.
Let me cue up the timer
Can't wait
here.
to do
Wait, wait.
100 of these in 1 minute to give
Right?
you.
What are the rules again for charades? I can't speak, right?
But no, you cannot speak, and this is sitting charades, so just like cool.
So
your
we're
jets.
guessing at the same time. So
Can I
we're gonna
shuffle
keep
these
guessing.
according to,
Yeah,
like,
you can just pick the ones that are like, and if you can skip through them too. If you're like
But you'll have to get through if you want money. Like you gotta kind of do it.
Oh,
Tell me when.
What are the clues?
like Henry Matisse is one of them.
Right? Yeah.
oh.
Is that one of them? Do we get it?
I don't even know who that is, dude. Let's go.
All
Alright, ready?
I'm so ready.
I'm
Okay.
not. Okay. You have
Hold
a
on,
timer?
I did it wrong.
Oh, goody.
And go.
Tired, sleepy, sleeping, sipping tea, tired,
Me,
sick,
Melissa
soft,
is sleeping.
sipping, drinking,
Sipping.
sleeping, slipping tea, sipping tea.
Tea.
Skipping
Skipping.
that
There's
one.
no skipping.
She's skipping it.
Oh, she's
Skipping that one. Clapping, hands clap.
Reading a book.
Reading a book.
Reading several books.
I'm a
Turning
author.
the page.
I'm a writer. I'm a reader. Turning the
Book.
page on one.
Stop talking. Me. Author. Book. Reader. Group of
book
people.
club. Book club.
Book club. Book club.
These might be Swift Kick related.
Oh. Oh, right, because she made them up.
Okay.
YMCA. Yoga pose.
Sun salutation.
Me.
A teapot, kettle. Pour your heart into it.
Lift things up and put them down.
Running man. Marathon.
Oh.
And time's up.
A whopping.
Oh.
These were hard. I got two.
Wait, let me hear some of these
Wait,
other
what
ones.
were they?
Oh, you got two. All right, we'll give you the two.
Idea.
Ding. I could have done that.
Is that the one that you tried?
No, I tried
Okay.
coffee cup, girl. Coffee cup.
Oh, I was drinking
Tired.
coffee. I was drinking coffee 'cause you're
I'm
tired.
drinking coffee.
Yeah, I see it. I get it.
College student?
Of all people.
But how do you
I don't know how to do that.
All right. Moving on. We say, so I think
Hysterical.
you won $10. Congrats. That's
Yes.
exciting.
Thank you.
But we couldn't possibly let you leave here without a bigger donation than that.
We can do
Aw.
better.
So we actually are gonna donate to you. Pull out the money. We gotta do this like a
Take
celebration.
it. Give me. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
I
come on.
have a mess. I don't want to clean it up.
No, it's fine.
Uh,
It'll look good for camera.
Do it.
There we go.
Look at all of this.
Oh.
All of this for the American Cancer Society.
I'm not
Thank
picking
you.
it up.
Society.
All right, we'll clean it later.
So thank you so much for what you do and the volunteer work you're doing. I know it's a big thing at
Thank you.
NYIT, and you've been involved in it several years, so we're happy to support it with
Thank you. I
that.
appreciate
It is
that.
100 that's happening right here. Right, just so you know. Not 10. Yeah, on the floor. On the floor. But thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We should
this
close
was-
out.
We
We
should
should close out.
What did
So-
you learn, Tom?
Well, let's see. Some final thoughts as
final
we close
thoughts.
out. Just to, I learned that there's other people that call me Thomas besides my mom. I also learned that sometimes the simplest way to get an idea can be the best way, and that we don't have to come up with original thoughts to be creative. What about you, Melissa?
I loved Marisol's comment that weirder is better, and weird can come up with some really cool ideas. So channel your weird.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yes.
Okay.
Soft voice too.
You sing out loud.
A little louder than that.
Okay. I learned that Sabina and I are probably soul sisters
Aww.
because she laughs at all my jokes about you.
I mean, look at him. I mean.
What about the content?
You put big grown-up words to my thoughts about spitballing with convergent and divergent.
Convergent, divergent
Yes.
thinking.
Mhm.
Spitballing, the technical. Marisol, thank you so much for being a part of this and being a part of the Swift Kick TV, Swift Kickin' It with the three of us here. We have we also, besides giving you money, we have a gift for you too. We know you have some kids at home, so
Hello,
we
people.
we brought some stuff with you.
Aw.
We brought some tiny little free,
Aw, thank you.
free hug shirts. If we could hold that up for the camera.
Of course,
so we
Tom.
can
I
see
know how to do this. This is so cute.
So cute.
it.
So they'll wear these. They'll wear these as nightgowns. So I'll send you pictures.
Perfect. Free hugs. The only
Thank
thing
you.
missing is you, and then also some stickers, some free hug stickers. Some,
Do you want me to? No,
No.
Thank
some-
you.
some
Some buttons.
humans
Yeah.
need
Oh,
humans.
they'll love these. Thank you so much.
And so for all of you watching, thank you so much for again watching Swift Kickin' It with the three of us and our amazing guest today, Marisol. And then also remember, the subscribe button is right there. It is calling your name.
Is it right
Yes.
there or is it right here?
It's right here, actually.
Or is it there?
Shh.
Or is it there?
Is
It's
it-
somewhere down here.
Definitely not up here.
Not up here. Not up
Unless YouTube changes, then it might be up there. But you know,
Evergreen content.
just click
Yes.
everything on the screen.
Yes.
With that,
Just
thank
click
you,
it off.
thank you all so much. We'll see you at the next episode.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh.
You guys are
Please
hysterical.
open a window.
It's so hot.
It's so hot.
Oh, thank
It's
you
so
guys.
hot. Oh my gosh.